trying to take it from us. So that makes it shit personal. So let's don't be denying what we want. Let's go. We plan the temper for 60 minutes. Dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3, dominate.
I think I got my swagger back.
All right, everybody, welcome on into the Mainline Sports Bar here at Oaklawn. Once again, having a great time. Welcome into 4th and 5 as we are gearing up to once again talk about all these forever moving pieces to the puzzle of what's going on up at the Hill. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup of what we have for everybody here today. Once again, we're going to do a little college football playoff, talk about some early predictions. Who's going to take it all the way? Hogs' new schedule. We're going to go week in and week out, let you know with a little way too soon predictions, new coaches that have made their way up to the Hill as well. In Hogs coming back. We building on a little something. Also, Quincy Rhodes, that's one guy said he's coming back. We're going to take a look at his film. Also break it down with a little Monday Night Football. Welcome in to the Mainline Sports Bar. I'm DJ Williams, joined by my guy, Grant Cook, standing by on the other side. Grant Cook, once again, we are rocking and rolling here on this Monday night, big Monday Night Football matchup. I say big, not really. Any NFL is technically big. You got the Dolphins and the Steelers getting into that one. But once again, welcome in. Grant, how's your day been, fella?
Man, busy.
I get it.
Started at 6:15 this morning.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Actually started way before that, but with live action.
Yeah.
At 6:15, and it didn't slow down from there, man. I just sat down. I realized I don't have my computer charger. This light's going to die any minute. I mean, we're going to have some things going over here, but we're going to make it through as far as we can.
We're going to make it work, man. I'm going to send you a whole new lighting set, 2K. So 4th and 5, we're going to step it up quite a bit. Johnny Vincent is already in the comments, and he's your biggest fan. He wants some Grant Cook. And guess what? You're going to get him. But let's go ahead and get into it. Like we said, we have on tap with Grant, we're going to go through the schedule. And this is something I said we don't typically like to do, especially me. I'm like, I really can't give an honest opinion, honestly, till week 3 because you never know what the team is going to bring to the table. So much in, so much out as far as players in the portal. But, hell, we're going to do it anyway. All right, so we're going to take a look at the matchup. We already kind of had a little bit of a rehearsal early this morning because we'll kind of go through that. But before we get to that, college football playoffs, big weekend ahead. And you can see it's all lined up. We kind of previewed it a little bit last week, but moving forward and seeing all the pieces kind of come together. Round 1, Grant, which of these games in round 1 would you say you're looking forward to the most?
Probably A&M and Miami.
Yeah.
We already kind of saw Alabama and Oklahoma. The other two, just those schools coming from such smaller conferences playing against, Ole Miss, Tulane. Obviously, Ole Miss, a lot's changed there. Oregon, I think they probably dust JMU. Love JMU. Shout out to Harrisonburg, Virginia. There we have a plant in that town. But Miami and Texas A&M kind of intrigue me the most. I think it's going to be the best matchup of that first round.
I'm with you. And you know who's going to be watching that game? Notre Dame. Probably not. How about that? The two teams that beat them. Hey, it is what it is. When they beat you head up and straight up, it is what it is. So we'll keep an eye on the playoffs as we kind of move forward. Indiana now has the Heisman winner, and Heisman Doza, is like we like to call him. This is an interesting stat. What's in common with the last 8 Heisman winners? Can you think of anything?
Last 8? Were they all quarterbacks?
Sorry, 7 of the 8 last Heisman winners, they have one thing in common.
All quarterbacks.
Well, Travis Hunter won last year, so that didn't work out.
Well, that's
I'll help you
the
out.
one.
They all transferred. Talk about the era of transfer portal. All
Ah.
transfers. I mean, we can go back to, Caleb Williams. You can go back to Joe Burrow. It's just pretty wild. Landscape of college football. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it's a disaster. Speaking of disaster last year, we're trying to put it behind us. Let's move forward. And as much as people get excited about the new year, Grant, then we get hit with this. Boom. What a schedule. All right, so this dropped last week. We haven't had a chance on 4th and 5 to talk about it with our viewers. But as we kind of go through this, man, we're like I said, we're going to go ahead and tell you what we think it will be right now. And don't hold us to any of this. There's so many moving parts, not just with Arkansas, but with every team in the country right now. So, Grant, let's go ahead and skim through this. I'll pull up the chat here in a second. But we'll kind of shotgun round these. And I'll start with week 1, North Alabama. Let's go ahead and get into it. I think on this one, this is where Silverfield has an opportunity to make a statement, not let off the gas at all. But from 2 to 10, new coach, I feel bad for North Alabama. This needs to be pretty bad. I need the opposing coach from the team to come over here and not want to shake Silverfield's hand type of stuff.
Yeah, they need to talk bad about us in the post game conference or press conference. Yeah, I think that we probably reestablish a new era of just beating people down, and it's got to start with this first game.
Yep. Let's go trap game. Here we go. Once again, I don't know who puts these on the schedule, but can we stop putting pretty decent teams on the road? I mean, look what. Before the season even started, Grant, we're like, Memphis, ooh, that could be a little scary. Memphis ain't a bad team. Utah, 10-win season. They're about to get all the money in the world if this deal goes through with this $500 million investment into the athletic department. Not the university, the athletic department. Week 2 on the road. What are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a Utah team that's on the cusp of making the playoffs. They did lose. We talked about it this morning. They're going to lose their coach at the end of the season. So that's going to change some things up for them, but also $500 million, I think is what the number was, to the athletic department for NIL. If we're just calling a spade, this one's probably a loss on the road at Utah.
All right, here we go. I'm with you. We're 1-1 right now. 1-1. Week 3. What do we got? Let's see it. Georgia coming to Fayetteville.
Well, it's two pretty tough back-to-back right there.
Pretty tough.
Georgia obviously has kind of turned into the perennial powerhouse where Alabama was. Georgia's kind of slid into that seat a little bit. And so I'll say this is also probably going to be a loss for me. So I'll have us at 1-2 so far.
I'm not going to waste time on that. Yes, 1-2. I'm with you. Tulsa coming to Fayetteville. I'll go ahead and chalk this one up to a win. Like I said, as bad as last year was, I still think we were one of the best 2-loss teams in the history of college football. All right, so It looked awful, but it actually wasn't as bad as the record reflected, in my opinion. Okay, bounce back. Enough talent should be coming back. I expect us to go ahead and win this one. 2-2 for me, Grant.
Yeah, it's a dub. So I'll go 2-2 as well.
Another program that has pretty big investments, great coach with a great extension. We got to go on the road. College Station, Texas A&M, Week 5. We're 2-2 right now. This will be a tough one for me to go ahead and put our chips on right now. I say A&M gets us early, and that'll be a tough one to bounce back from. Right now, when you're going to react to your games, DJ? I am reacting to my games. I'm letting people know what we got going on. I don't see this one being a good one for the Razorbacks. Texas A&M, I haven't seen their schedule. A good potential. They'll be rocking and rolling again this year. We lose Week 5 on the road. Now we are 2-3 on my side of things.
Yeah, I think A&M's kind of building something down there. And it's we talked about way too early. We don't really know what everything's going to look like. But as of right now today, I think this is probably a win for A&M. So I got us at 2-3 as well.
Oh, we're rocking. We're on par for par right now. We got to switch it up at some point, right? Tennessee, Week 6. I'm going to tell you this. I just really never seen Tennessee in the light of like, man, that team is dominant year in and year out. They just squeeze and squeak on by, all right? So I'm not oversold on Tennessee. They're coming to Arkansas. I'm going to go ahead and say Arkansas pulls this one out. Ties, they get back to 500, 3-3 on the season. Grant?
I think I'm probably going to go with where the odds are going to be, and that's with Tennessee. So I think they just got something built over there, and we're building. We're starting something new, and we know how difficult that can be. Players making decisions live on the field and all of that. Thinking a little bit too much, trying to learn some stuff. So I'll go with Tennessee. So what's that, 2-4 for me right now?
You are, 2-4. I'm 3-3. I'm tied up. Let's keep count of your score. Keep your own score. All right, here we go. Let's go on the road at Vandy. Now, I will say Vandy, I would assume, is going to drop off. You can't lose one of the best quarterbacks in college football. I don't care how cocky or maybe he needs to learn a little bit of humility. Doesn't matter. The dude can ball. All right, I'll give him that. Big-time leader, helped them get through a lot of those games. They do, however, got a transfer coming in who's the number 1 rated quarterback, if not player in the country. They got him to flip over from Georgia. But ultimately, why I'm going to take Vanderbilt in this one, I'm a big fan of their head coach, Clark Lee. I mean, you talk about a program builder, has guys bought in, and I need to wait and see how this plays out, Grant. All these players that are sitting out for the bowl games and not participating, I don't know what it is, but I think he's going to convince most of his team to all suit up and play their last game together. I like that's called culture. I'm going to go Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, that is. Now I'm sitting at 3-4 on the year.
Yeah, I'm going to go Vandy, and I think it's just a culture thing. Like, again, do I think we have the ability to beat them? Sure. I think any given Saturday, anything can happen, but they're just a few years ahead of where Arkansas is. We're restarting. They've got kind of a culture and a steady foundation built. So as we sit today, I think I got to go with Vanderbilt as well.
Grant sitting at 2-5. I'm at 3-4. Let's keep this thing going. Missouri Tigers coming to Fayetteville. Eli Drinkwitz, name being brought up in some conversations. We'll talk about that in our other program that we got rocking and rolling. I'll give you an update on that. Week 8, Missouri comes here. Oh, man.
I'll jump in here.
Go ahead.
Until we give me belief in the fact that our program can beat their program, which has not happened much over the last however long this game has been played, I've got to go with Missouri. And I know that we see them as a little brother and all these different things, but we've got to prove it on the field, and we have not done that.
You asked me earlier about this game, and I was going to Arkansas, but the more I kind of set on it, I think that was just my homer side coming out on that one. I'm kind of in the same boat you are too. All right, so 3-5 for me. You are sitting at 2-6. 2-6. All right, here we go. Alex Golish, according to Trey Schapp, is dropped his contract, and he is now going to – no, I'm just kidding. Auburn head coach, you got to like this guy. A lot of Razorback fans like this guy. The potential that he was going to bring, revamping that program over there. However, they got a lot of work to do. A lot. I'm not sure what resources they're going to give this, but I would almost say this is a toss-up because they're going to be in the same position Arkansas is. New guy, clean slate, give them money to try to build something new and see what happens. However, they're returning anything on offense, it's not good. We're returning potential things on offense that are good for us, something to build around, especially with KJ and some offensive linemen. I got Arkansas week 9, moves me to, what's that, 4-5 on the year. Grant.
I think I'm going to go with Arkansas, and the reason being is, I think Golish has a really complex system that he's going to have to implement. He doesn't have the tools there as it stands today to implement them with. And so I think from Ryan Silverfield and the Arkansas Razorbacks, that it's going to be a less complex system, probably easier to learn. And now you're going to be 9+ weeks into a season of doing this and running this. So I think that Arkansas probably beats Auburn week 9 just based off that. Now, something to watch is Golish as he gets the thing going down there, gets his system implemented, and it's year after year after year. He may get some stuff rocking and rolling down there. But year 1, I think I'm going to give the nod to Silverfield.
Grant bringing it up 3-6. I'm sitting at 4-5. Let's go. Week 10, South Carolina at home. They got Kendall Browse coming over. And I'll say this, Kendall Browse with a dual threat quarterback. We saw what he did offensively for Arkansas with KJ Jefferson. It went really, really well. Some of the best numbers in the SEC for 2 years in a row. And I think Lenore Sellers has that type of potential. However, I think they're going to be, once again, in this spot where coach is on the hot seat. Do we pull this off? I take Arkansas over South Carolina. I done found my way to 5-5, or I'm 500 with 2 weeks to go. Grant, what you got?
Yeah, I think that Beamer's on the hot seat over there. Things have not gone well. They didn't go well this year. They had a lot of expectation. So if we are going to find another SEC win, I think it is here. And so I will give the nod to the Razorbacks against South Carolina at home.
Woo, 4-6. Let's see who's going bowling. We got 2 games left. I only need 1. You need 2. Up next, week 11, on the road at Texas. Most likely Arch Manning coming back. Don't know. We had the argument earlier. What a better time for somebody like him to come out, because the draft class is not very high right now for quarterbacks. So that could be a good opportunity. However, I don't think he's ready. I think his advice would be to stay at Texas. I mean, he's making just as much money in college as he would his first couple years as a rookie in the NFL anyway. Tall task. They got talent. They got a lot of money. On the road, week 11. Arkansas loses 5-6. I need 1 more to try to get to bowl eligibility. Grant, you need 2 wins. What do we got?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we go bowling in year 1. Unfortunately, as much as I want that to happen, it's going to be a really tall task. Also, at Texas, again, back-to-back years. Again, they've got some things building down there with Shark and those guys. So I'm going to go with the Longhorns, unfortunately, winning this one in week 11.
Grant sitting at, where you at?
4-7.
4-7. 5-6. Let's go. Last game of the year. Boom. LSU at home. You know, in this game, the battle of the boot. Records don't matter. Rankings don't matter. However, LSU, they are going to do everything humanly possible to let Lane Kiffin make sure that he can succeed and have anything he wants. They're going to have probably one of the most expensive teams in college football next year. He's going to have the athletes. He's going to have the players. He's a brilliant offensive play caller. He's going to have all his coaches. That's going to be a tall task for Arkansas. I'm going to say that's going to be a tall task for almost every team that plays LSU this year. I know a lot of people hope it crashes and burns, but when you get resources, support, and everything you need to be successful and you're good and got talent, it's going to be a tough team to beat. Arkansas just misses bowl eligibility, sitting at 5-7. Now, you never know who can slip in at a 5-win team. That's possible, but that's going to be my predictions for this year. Grant, wrap it up for us.
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. There's going to be a lot of anticipation built around Lane Kiffin and what he brings to Ole Miss. I looked at some of his recruiting stats already. I think he's already gotten more 5-stars at LSU in 4 weeks than he did all of his time at Ole Miss. Hate to say it, but I think the Golden Boot stays in Baton Rouge next year, and that puts me at 4-8 on next year, which I'll tell you, that terrible for me in year 1 trying to build something new, especially if a couple of these games you're really in them and have an opportunity to maybe do something.
Yeah. 4-8. Getting it, I would say most likely Oakland has not dropped that yet. It'll be a while, probably after the college football playoffs are over. They're probably going to open up, I would say, at 4.5 wins next year. And so I think that number, we're pretty much all over it, you know. So we'll keep an eye and see what our friends from Oakland think about it. Once again, appreciate everybody in the comment. This is Ty. It says Arkansas will go 1-11 next year. Dang. All right. Who can we? You said we losing to Tulsa? Give me something. All right. Give me something. All right, Grant, let's move forward and talk about Arkansas real quick. Additions. This is what we're going to talk about here today. Additions up on the hill. Once again, he's assembling his staff. Once again, word with Darren Wilson, who used to be at Arkansas a few years back. Now he returns. I think he was at Florida with Ron Roberts. You got C.J. Wilford, DB coach. You have, who is this? Crowley. I forgot we got 2 GMs now. And so that'll be an interesting thing. And I think that's pretty cool because I think he's more of a football guy. Remy Cofield, history of the NBA, very basketball-driven guy. I would like somebody just to focus on the football program, especially when it comes to talent evaluation. No knock on Remy Cofield. It just is what it is. David Johnson coming over from Florida State, running back coach. You got T.J. Russian, DB coach again. So that's 3 DB coaches. You got to nail that up. And then a quarterback coach, Clint Trickett. is going to be your quarterback coach next year. Now, there was big talks of UCA head coach Nathan Brown was being interviewed or at least talked to with this opportunity to head up to the Hill to coach quarterbacks. He posted early one morning at 4:30 a.m. saying bear claws up because he knew the speculation was going on. I guess conversations didn't fit right with what he wanted, and maybe he felt better, especially with the new revenue sharing that UCA is opting into this year as well. So UCA is going to have a little budget to spend on some players. And so coaching staff, guys returning, you got our tight end coach. Why am I
Morgan Turner.
Who?
Morgan Turner.
Morgan Turner. Sorry about that. Morgan Turner is coming back as well. So, like I said, pumped up for it. Staff assemble. I honestly don't know too much about these guys. Any 2 cents, Grant? I would say the biggest one is the GM that they're bringing for the football team.
Yeah, David Johnson as well. I mean, I think he's been like a pretty prolific recruiter in the running back room and really all over the field down at Florida State. Been there with Mike Norvell for a while. They've had some pretty good running backs come through. Obviously, getting one back in his running back room help me with the kid that transferred in from Florida State.
Rodney Hill. Rodney Hill.
Yep. So he'll be coaching him again. Yeah, I need to study up a little bit more on these guys. I'm not exactly sure. I do know that Crowley, from the little brief snippet that I saw, apparently he's done some really big things at Arizona when it comes to NIL and how they're managing through that to get players and evaluating people and all that. So I'm really encouraged to see somebody specifically focused on football because it's such a big sport. Like, I say big, obviously, like financially and most well known on campus and all those kind of things, but there's so many people on the team.
Yep.
I think that you really need someone to focus on football alone because you're really talking about 85 scholarship players, 120, 30 plus guys that need to be evaluated kind of on their own outside of all the other sports.
We got a comment coming in right here. Look at this one.
I saw it.
I'm all in, left lane, hammering down, and it's hot, y'all. It's hot. All right.
I saw the other one. Did you see the other one?
I see it already, so I'm going to stay away from. Is it the one right above it?
Yeah, right below it. Yeah.
Right below it.
So look, we literally know, all right, guys, that it's the way too early. The way too early. We don't even know what team we have.
100%.
But it's fun to talk about, man. The schedule drop. Let's go get it.
Yeah. This is one episode probably for our sake we'll probably delete after we do this thing live just in case. So if you want to hold us accountable, y'all better start screen recording right now, okay? We'll probably get rid of this one, throw this away. Like you said, it's just fun, having a good time. Grant, something popped up before you left. Actually, I want to ask you too, returning players as well. Look at our O-line strong. Braylon Russell, I'm not going to lie, that was a surprise for me. Kind of not playing the last 4 games of the year. We were trying to figure out what's happening here. What do we like? Maybe just weighing his options, not wanting to get hurt. Who knows? But you get 2 more guys up front saying that they're coming back. Thoughts about this?
Yeah, it's big. I mean, you start talking about continuity. And then I haven't seen anything from like Kavion Broussard or any of those guys. Hopefully those guys come back. Anybody you can keep that played meaningful minutes, especially up front, a part of a unit, I think is huge. And both of these guys were staples on the offensive line. Obviously you had our slight criticisms of everything that they not everything they did, but some of the things they did. And I hope this offseason they can come back, bounce back and learn from those mistakes. Braylon, obviously, just getting some continuity there back at running back. I mean, super talented guy. And hopefully we can learn this new offense and get rolling on it, man. I'm excited to see these guys come back.
Yeah, that'll be big. And like I said, big bruising back. We're not in a bad spot. I feel like we're in a much better spot right now than where we were this time last year. Of everybody, like it was like a mass exodus last year. All right, so you have to be somewhat encouraged about having some type of continuity. Before I let you go, Grant, I'm going to talk about Quincy Rhodes, one guy returning. We saw him at the press conference. Very excited to see him come back. I'm going to do some film on him to let you know why this kid's special and why, Quincy, if you're watching this, just like I said at the beginning of this year, next year I'm going to be on your butt even more because, dude, I see moments here on tape. I'm like, he is unblockable. They need to start making sure that every game they have 2 people on him at all times. But he still has to get there, and I believe he can get there, all right? So very pumped up about this kid. But this would be a topic for conversation. Here at 4th and 5, we're working on stuff for the offseason. And so we just a little hint, we're working on something to give you each and every day, okay? And we're in the works right now. And so for our members only, they have access because we're doing some trial run. We're speed bumps, trying to get all the kinks out before we make this live and available for everyone. All right, so our members only, thank you all for the feedback you've given, and we're going to continue to do that for the next couple of weeks before we take this thing live for everybody. But one topic I'm going to talk about tomorrow, Grant, I just wanted to get a little tease real quick. Something popped up today that's starting to make headlines, and I was just curious about your thoughts. What do you think about when you see this right here? Huh? Sorry, it's coming up. What do you think about when you see that right there?
That's 2 really good minds on different sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Is there some smoke? About UNC?
It's hot over there right now. It's hot. I mean, it's some smoke now. This is the name that is swirling around of the potential of Petrino heading over to North Carolina and being there with Coach Bill Belichick. Bro, I mean,
those 2 have the same.
Look at their look right now. Look at their face. That's at all times. That's their face, and so that would be something wild, right? And somebody put a comment saying "old fart football." A lot of people think they may be past their prime, and they just need to hang it up. But I don't know. That'd be something if that happened. I'd tune in. I'd watch. I'd be very curious to see how that happens because, Bill Belichick, all those years at the Patriots, what won all those Super Bowls, what won all those Super Bowls, but a big recipe for him, he hired a coordinator and left them alone. Let them do their own thing. Josh McDaniels, Bill O'Brien, you can just start naming them off. And so that's his philosophy. And if Coach was going to go be an assistant coach for anybody, you would think being an assistant coach for Bill Belichick may have Coach Petrino be like, okay, I get that one, right?
Yeah. I mean, that sounds like that was to be able to run his offense, and that happened here. Didn't happen at A&M, thank goodness, because I think they'd still all be together down there if they would have let him run his offense down there. But it'll be interesting to see. We'll have to keep our eye on that one.
Be fun, and we'll talk about that for our members only tomorrow. And y'all stay tuned. We're going to make sure we have everybody available, or everybody's going to be able to get into what I'm talking about if we work out all the kinks, hopefully here in about 2 weeks. Grant, I say your light went off. It's about that time. So I appreciate you, big fella. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Grant, who is –
I agree, Johnny.
We agree. Grant, I appreciate you, man. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back with a film breakdown on Quincy Rhodes right after this break.
Okay. I got my bet in on the next drive. Y'all?
Yep. Whoever loses picks up the tab.
You know, this Oaklawn Sports betting app is so fun to use, it might actually make watching these games with y'all bearable.
Big talk coming from a fella about to lose this wager.
Just need a field goal here and you'll be cooked, my friend. Remember our friendly wager.
And it's good.
Go!
Bet on any game all season long with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
This is humiliating.
This Thanksgiving season, don't be a turkey and let pain sit at the head of your table. Whether you're dealing with aching joints, stubborn sprains, lingering pain, or even breaks that just won't heal, Ortho Arkansas is here to help you get back to what matters most. Our team of orthopedic specialists is ready to get you moving, feeling better, and enjoying every moment with family and friends. So before the holiday rush, stop by Ortho Arkansas or book your appointment today. This year, give yourself the gift of comfort and let Ortho Arkansas help you walk into the holidays pain-free.
Looking to rep the Hogs in style? Stop by Be Unlimited, Fayetteville's go-to spot for custom apparel and officially licensed Razorback gear. Need custom shirts for your team, business, or event? Their in-house crew makes it quick, easy, and done right. Shop in-store or online at shop.b-unlimited.com and show your Arkansas pride. Be Limited, where passion meets design.
Hey y'all, this is Cam here at Southwest Ford in Arkadelphia. We just built our brand new 3 facilities here, our GMC, Dodge, and Ford facilities. If you're coming down the highway on I-30, take exit 78. We'll be 1.5 miles down the road. You're gonna look on the right-hand side and you're gonna see our beautiful Chevrolet store. Right past that, you're gonna see our beautiful Dodge store. And at the end, you're gonna see our wonderful Ford store. Our 3 facilities here make it so easy for you to shop here. Whether it's online or in person, we have almost everything you want and need. And if we don't have it, we'll go out and get it for you. If you live somewhere far, north, east, south, or west, we will deliver to you. Free delivery across the whole state. Please come down and come see me at Southwest Auto Ford in Arkadelphia.
Every student deserves the chance to succeed. The Land of Opportunity Scholarship at the University of Arkansas helps high-achieving Arkansans with financial need earn their degree and change their future. Learn more about my highest priority.
All right, welcome back in. Once again, here live at the Mainline Sports Bar, getting geared up for a little Monday Night Football. Everybody watching from across the state right now, I'm seeing you in the chat right now. Appreciate the love as always. We're about to get into some Quincy Rhodes tape. All right, so once again, pumped up. I said this before we went to break, and big thanks to, who is this? Green Razorback became a member so they can tune in. And like I said, before you tune in to what we're trying to work on, we're literally doing this for our members only so they can tell us how awful it is, okay? So we want to work through it, and that's the point of the membership option. I always tell people, once we get a product going and up and running, everything we do is going to be for free. We're not going to hide anything from you. But as the membership is the part where we kind of brainstorm and workshop, and then we let our viewers and members in on that, and then they give us the suggestions of how they want the show to go, and they can see all that mess that's behind the scenes at 4th and 5, even though sometimes it carries over to the live shows, working on that as well. All right, welcome back in. Let's go ahead and get to it. Quincy Rhodes Jr. Got to love this guy. Pumped up his potential and what he's bringing to the table. Last year, 44 total tackles right there. You had 28 solo, 18 assists, 8 sacks, 15 tackles for a loss, 1 forced fumble. Really like this guy. All right, North Little Rock. I think that's where Quincy went. Little Rock guy, Arkansas guy, and he's just getting better and better. A couple years ago, I'd watched film on him. I showed a clip at the Auburn game when we went to play Auburn on the road, and there was one clip, and I said, that was literally the way it's supposed to be done in college football, playing at the defensive line position. But he just didn't have his motor going yet, okay? But you can tell he put the work in the offseason, especially later in the year. He started getting into his groove, mostly because I think we had some issues up front, and then they moved him inside a little bit, and they were able to put him in one-on-one situations, let him work these guards. The guy's too fast, he's too big, he's too strong, he's too athletic. Quincy Rhodes Jr., let's go. How much money do you get paid to come back here? I hope it's enough, and if it's not, then we got to talk. We got to get you more money, young fella. Appreciate everything you're doing for the Razorbacks, and let's keep this thing going. But let's go ahead and get into the tape, okay? So let me pull this up 1 second. Computer went down before we went up, so now let me share the screen. Let me do this button over here, and let's go ahead and pull it up real quick. There we go. Quincy Rhodes Jr., let's talk about it, big fella. The things that I saw here on tape, once again, they really started to show up big time when they made the change up front of allowing him not to necessarily be all the way out on the end of the line of scrimmage, but moving him inside just a little bit and letting him work the interior of that offensive line. You know, people in the comments right now are saying he's a dog, he's a dog. I agree. Just can't wait to see when we get rocking and rolling. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you right here before we get into it. And let's go. You see him highlighted right here. Once again, big thing I like about him is his get off. I mean, look at that. The get off and the penetration into the backfield. And those once again, those interior linemen, like he can match them size for size, but he's so much more athletic. Now, when he's fresh and he plays at 90, 95%, you know, Dude, he's going to be one. I don't see anyone who can block him one-on-one when he's fresh. So offseason for him, I would love to see him put on about 15 to 18 more pounds of muscle. And the conditioning, I want him to be somebody who never needs to come off the field. Now, that's not very realistic. That would be an insane amount of workouts. But I'm telling you, Quincy, you want to be special. You want to be in these All-American conversations, man. That's all up to you in the offseason. Let's keep this thing rolling right here. However, this is something we do need to work out. I'm glad we got new DB coaches in. How do you have that type of pressure and that type of penetration, and this guy has a 10-yard cushion to catch a quick little hitch route on a 2nd and 8? Defense was awful sometimes. Makes you mad as somebody like Quincy, like, I got there. Like, dang, can y'all cover for like just 2 seconds? I'll take care of you. This is the situation I was talking about with Quincy. What went so well from him when we started getting so depleted on the defensive line. You start moving him in, put somebody else on the outside line of scrimmage. That forces him in one-on-one situations. And you get this right here. This is where I say he matched size for size with these guys. This is your right tackle, supposed to be your predominant run blocker guy right here. And so if you can put him on one-on-one situations, he can do speed to power. Love where he is with his hands. Look at his hands. They're inside hands, face mask right in his chest plate, breastplate right there, and then he extends and explodes. And now this is what's big. Get this guy off of you. Create space. Shed this guy and keep your eyes up to make sure that you're available for the tackle. You got so many guys that'll just bull rush and run right past running backs. That's great with the penetration, but you still got to make the play. Great job, great technique right here. Got to love it. Gets to the quarterback, gets a nice little play right there. Once again, big dog, big 75. He looked like he weighed, I would say about 380. A big dog right there, all right? So now this is where, when you are outsized and overmatched, this is where his athleticism comes into place, okay? So once again, great job with the power, but he understands, look, you see how he went up there? As soon as that offensive lineman tried to put his weight on him, he has the athletic ability to step back a little bit, boom, a little anchor shed technique, and go ahead and get past this guy and go ahead and gets to the quarterback and explodes to the quarterback. A great stunt that they did right here. This is what I love doing with them. Once again, when you have that much speed on the outside, you should run these stunts all day. But you have to be explosive, and you have to be able to turn that corner and get there. Now, this is a situation that we struggled last year. He did better this year, but last year we found ourselves in some situations where we needed to finish the play, okay? Great job right here, finishing the play on an elusive quarterback, making a play right there. Once again, tuck him inside. Get him one-on-one with the guard. Dude's just too fast, too explosive, can't handle it. Bull rushes him all the way into the backfield. Big-time play right here from Quincy Rhodes. I mean, this guy coming back, I mean, I know a lot of people talked about Landon Jackson being the guy. Even when Landon was the starter, I even saw then, I thought Quincy was our best defensive lineman, and it showed. Not just in that circumstance. He just wasn't consistent. I couldn't get the effort out of him every play. I was like, come on, man, turn it up. He did that this year, and it was fun to watch, all right? All right, let's go ahead and get this. Now, this is where you get him on the edge. This is why I kind of prefer him inside. So he's so good going inside and outside. However, I'm not sure who has contain right here. I don't know if your D tackle's supposed to loop. Is that why you're coming inside? These are situations when we play these dynamic quarterbacks that are mobile and athletic where you sometimes get in trouble. You know, he didn't get in a bad spot right here, but you go inside. There's no outside contain right here, 0. So just be careful on that. I don't know if that's a play design or whatever. Once again, you tuck him inside. I think he would be perfect defensive end in a 3-down front. That's what you see a lot in the NFL. When I was at Green Bay, we had, Clay Matthews on the edge, who was our primary pass rusher. You had, who else did we have on the other side? We had somebody on the other side, Nick Perry. Then you move inside to these defensive linemen who are kind of hybrid between, the tackle and pass rusher. That's perfect for him, especially if he puts on, for that in the NFL, I could see him putting on about 20 more pounds and still being very effective and making a lot of money for a very, very, very long time. Got to stay healthy. First of all, I hate injuries, right? God, I hate injuries. All right, here we go. Move forward. Good job putting pressure on the quarterback. Let's go ahead and once again, tucked inside. Same thing, just the speed right here. They're going to switch him on this one. He's going to do a great job bull rushing this right tackle, that is, even though that's a stunt. But sometimes I saw a lot of Razorback players, they just did their stunt, and then they thought that was it. Finish the play. All right. I ain't going to call names out because I already did that all year. Okay. I moved past that. I moved on. All right. I let it go. But however, right here, great job being a part of the stunt, exploding through. I mean, come on. Let me go back one more time. He got up, started beating his chest. Big dog, I see you. Come on, man. Look at this right here. As soon as I press play, explodes through this tackle. Get off me. Get there. Make a play. Ah! I love it, man. That's fun football right there. All right, let's go to Texas. Wasn't our best day. But let's talk about it. They were a good team. Once again, in a situation, these are ones where it's a little too early in the game, and I think this was a little thing that we struggled with as a team, and I'm hoping Quincy is going to be a solution to this problem. I don't care how far you are away from the ball. It needs to be shown that it's full speed. You never know, especially when you're in pursuit as a defensive lineman. You just come up, boop, pop that ball right out. That is the most dangerous thing for a running back is stuff like this when you have defensive linemen who hustle every single play. Now, there was a play in this Texas game Tennessee game earlier in the year where Quincy ran a dude about 35 yards down the field, and it was special, okay? I need that every single time, okay? You can see right here, just kind of, all right, you get the tackle. Get there. I need our defensive players to hope that a guy doesn't go down. Once again, if a guy gets wrapped up, you should be like, oh, please keep him up just for one more second so I can get in there and just get one little hit in. I got to get my hit in. And as soon as you get there and the guy goes down, you're like, God, keep him up. I want to get mine too. That's that mentality we need. We need ball carriers and to realize when they have the ball, if they get stood up, they should be thinking, I got to get down, all right, because they're coming. That would be really cool for us to get that mentality on the defensive side of the ball. Once again, I talked about situations. Once you're there, you got to make the play. All right, Quincy, you're the type of guy that, unfortunately, you have the talent where there is no room for error, okay? There's no grace. I'm sorry, big dog. There's no grace. And I hope you take that as a compliment because some people, anyone else, I'd say, he got a little pressure and made him step up a little bit. Not you. You have the ability to do it every single time. So I think that's the standard. I hope that's the standard. Let's get to work right here. Got to make that play. What's that lead to? Steps up, delivers a ball, touchdown. Tough one right there. Tough one, all right? Be nice if I had some coverage on the backside, though. Wouldn't that be nice? And you can tell right now he's starting to get a little tired. We're about, 3 yards off the ball right here. You can tell by the get-off right now. That ain't the explosive guy I saw earlier. And now you're letting this tackle just kind of do his thing. These are the situations, and I get it. When you get into so many reps as defensive linemen, the difference between offense and defensive linemen for a lot of people who say, well, the offensive linemen, they're out there every time, and they're not tired. They ain't running like the defensive linemen, all right? They're not trying to sprint upfield. They're not pursuing down the line, chasing the ball, trying to go to the screens, pass rush, do all this. I mean, much more is expected energy-wise from the defensive side of the ball. But we have come across some demons, y'all. I've seen them. It's like they just don't get tired. Von Miller was that way. Myles Garrett is that way. I mean, there's some demons out there. Aaron Donald is that way. Yes, those guys are blessed beyond measure, okay? But those dudes work, man. It's insane. It's insane, their work ethic. It's just they don't get tired because they put themselves through just crazy workouts to make sure that they don't get tired on game day. You need to become, Quincy, somebody that other players on the team can't stand. They need to be, I can't stand Quincy as. He's over here doing extra workouts, extra sprints. Now we got to go do it too. All right, we're going to look bad. All right, be that guy. Iron sharpens iron. Y'all heard it. Be that guy. All right. So that's just an example there in that Texas game, but a few clips of Quincy Rhodes, why I think that was a huge, huge get for us that he came back. Very pumped up that he's here. Trying to see a couple. Yeah, Julius Peppers definitely runs people down. Oh, Lord, I see some other comments going on right now. I'm going to let those slide. I saw a couple players, guy in the chair. They posted that they're, thanks for my time here at Arkansas. Just want to let you know I'm entering my name in 2026 NFL draft. I'm like, let it be, man. Hey, chase your dreams, baby. Chase your dreams. Go get it. All right, y'all. This is going to be a quick one here tonight, okay? So we're going to get geared up for a little Monday Night Football. I don't know if Zach is going to be with us. If not, I'll be running through some stuff that's on the board here with our friends at Oaklawn. So y'all bear with us. Also, too, I want to get feedback because I've seen shows like this, or even on ESPN and stuff, that sometimes they run like these quick commercials, but they keep the studio up in like a 2-box. Is that interesting, or do you like it full? I don't know. Let me get your feedback on this one. We'll see you right after this break.
All right, Razorback fans, basketball season is in full swing, and it's kind of starting to feel like 1994. The best thing about Be Unlimited, it caters to all eras of Razorback basketball fans, from the slobbering hog with Nolan Richardson to the running hog with Coach Cal. From hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, they've got it all right here at your #1 stop. Be Unlimited. The road to the Final Four starts here.
I bet they run the ball right here. Well, you former Razorbacks think you're so smart, don't you? What? Well, if you are so smart, why don't you put your money where your mouth is? Wager on the Oakland Sports app. It's the best in-game wagering available in the state. Maybe use that football brain of yours to bet on this next play. Plus your favorite games. It's that easy. Yes! See? You should have took the bet.
Bet on any game all season long with Oakland Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
You might not know us yet, but around here, we're building something different. Southwest Auto Collection in Arkadelphia is more than just a dealership. With a full service department, on-site body shop, and brands you trust, Ford, Chevrolet, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, we're built to take care of you long after the sale. And when you keep up your service with us, we'll cover your tires for life. Honest deals, real service, and value that's worth the drive. Southwest Auto Collection. Your road starts here.
At Ortho Arkansas, relief is closer than you think. Our in-house spine procedure center was designed with one goal in mind: to make your care as easy and comfortable as possible. From pain-relieving injections to advanced spine procedures, everything is done right here, safely, conveniently, and under the care of our fellowship-trained specialists. Since our procedure center is part of Ortho Arkansas, your physician team, imaging, and follow-up care are all connected, saving you time and eliminating unnecessary steps. You'll be in and out the same day, cared for by a team that knows you, right here where you already trust us with your care. Relief right here at Ortho Arkansas Spine Institute Procedure Center.
Opportunity starts with strong roots. The Land of Opportunity Scholarship Initiative helps Arkansas students grow and thrive. Give today. Arkansas Roots. Bold futures.
All right, here we go. Let's get to our last segment. I haven't heard from Zach yet, so it looks like we're going to be holding this down. Take a look at what's on the board at Oakland. Before we do that, you heard from our friends over there at Southwest Auto. It started in the fall, all right, and it's still up and going. You can take advantage of some amazing deals right now. Drive now, pay later. I know a lot of people are in situations when you need a vehicle, not now, but right now. And it happens at the worst times. You're like, oh, Christmas is here. I got to pay for this. I got to pay for that. Drive now, pay later on select vehicles over there at my friends in Arkadelphia at Southwest Auto. Just went to their Christmas party the other day, holding it down. Great talent, great people, great customer service. Go visit my friends at Southwest Auto. Also, too, if you're in the neighborhood, I'll tell you, Hot Springs is the place to be. Look at this. This is over here, the resort part of Oakland. I'm telling you, man, it's top notch. You come out here with some group of fans, you have dinner, enjoy the Bugler, which was that great restaurant. You got the Oak Room as well. You got a spa. The horses and the ponies are running. What are we talking about? Bet on the pink horse. That's what Ebony does. Almost wins. Number 7, Muth won last year. That was a big one at the Arkansas Derby. Y'all hang out with us here at Oakland anytime. You can visit and book a stay at oakland.com. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what is on the board for everybody right now. A little Monday Night Football, okay? So let's talk about it. Let's match up here tonight. Feel free to hop in the comments. Let me know if you want to put a little something together, what it looks like. We got Miami and we got the Steelers playing here tonight. So let me go ahead and bring this up. Let me put up a little graphic for you real quick so I can take my name off the board. Where's that at? We'll just do live at the main line. How about that? All right, here we go. Monday Night Football. What's on the board? You can see right now, all you have to do is download the Oaklawn Sports Betting app to take part of all the action. Ebony's been on me all day about putting a futures bet on the Patriots to win it all. Okay, so we're going to see if we can get that rocking and rolling with the Patriots. And so you see right now, Dolphins coming to this game a 3-point dog. Aaron Rodgers and crew ready to get things going. They're the early favorite. Money line, you can see right there, get a little bit more cheddar picking those Dolphins to win. Once again, the money line, if you bet $100, that's what you profit. You would get $45 plus your money back. Get going. And the over-under tonight doesn't seem like a big scoring night. 42 points on the game here tonight. Let's keep this thing rocking. We get into the game props, the team props, what's happening. So once again, total team touchdowns, okay? These are things that you can kind of start working your way into. If you're unfamiliar with betting and you think, okay, I think the Steelers will score at least 3 touchdowns tonight, then you would go ahead and take that bet right there. 2.5 is what it's set for both teams, over or under. Team total points. Right now, it's not looking very good for the Dolphins. Oakland's not believing that they're going to score over 20 points tonight, and I would say the Steelers are right behind them. A fun one is field goals. Do you think this is going to be a defensive game, and a lot of field goals will be kicked? And this is total successful field goals, okay? So between both teams, do you think there will be over 3.5? So to win this, you have to say, will it be 4 field goals? If not, then you take the under at 3, okay? Player props is another fun way to take part of all the action because this will make you engage the whole game. Doesn't matter what the score is. You don't care, okay? So you just pick a player and you pay attention to them. So Aaron Rodgers right now, minus 150. For 200 passing yards today. The reason it's a minus because they believe there's a high chance that they go ahead and get that done, okay? Tua, on the other hand, if he goes over 200, you get a little bit better bang for your buck on that one. Also, is that Zach? Is he there? Is he waiting? Is he standing by? I don't see him. Where's he at? I did. Hold on one second. Stand by, Zach. I thought I sent you one. I'm going to try to get Zach Gillum in here so he can walk us through all this and more, okay? Can you text him and say it should be in his email? If not, my bad. Let me try that again. Zach Gillum, Oakland's. Oh, is that you? There he is. Big dog. Hey, how did it go? Did you see me doing my thing? I was trying my best.
You're killing it. That's why I was
good?
I was like, man, just let him roll. I don't think he needs me. I'm good. I'm gonna retire.
I'm not going to lie. 10 years in broadcasting, you have to put on your game face and make it seem like it's nothing. I'm not going to lie. I was over here stressed. I was like, please, I don't want to sound like an idiot trying to do all this stuff.
No, man, you're doing great. You're doing great.
All right, Zach, we're into it once again. We're into the player props for this game here tonight. So, once again, when it comes to the dollar amount, Aaron Rodgers, 200 passing yards for this game, minus 150. Can you explain that a little bit better than I did?
No, you were doing great. So what those odds, the plus and the minus in front of your odds, what that indicates, if it's a minus, that's how much you're going to have to wager to profit $100. If you see the plus, that's how much you would profit if you wagered $100. So it's really just trying to show you how much you can profit going back to 100 if the wager wins. And keep in mind, the plus is usually indicating an underdog, the minus more likely the favorite.
Okay, fair enough. You see right now passing, receiving yards is an option on the board right now with DK Metcalf and Jalen Waddle. Any other receivers on the board tonight?
Yeah, actually, let me go back. I just had that game pulled up, and then I started diving into some of these college games. That's what got me distracted. But yes, there are some other receiving on the board. You have A-Chain. I mean, you have Gainwell, Washington. Actually, 2 different Washingtons. One for the Dolphins, one for the Steelers. Freiermuth, the tight end for the Steelers. Calvin Austin III, Jalen Warren. So I mean, you have many of the receivers. NFL goes much deeper into the player props than potentially the college or some of the other leagues.
Kansas City Chiefs, all-pro, one of the best defensive linemen ever, Chris Jones. He just found out in the press conference that he was actually playing in an elimination game. All right, so the Chiefs are out of the playoff contention. And so any shift in the favorites to win the Super Bowl this year?
Yeah, so obviously that's a big change with the Chiefs officially being eliminated last week. Even if they had won, they needed some help. So it was very unlikely odds had started to grow. But Rams are your favorite current favorites, plus 350. They've
Wow.
started to separate a little bit. The Seahawks now at plus 700, the Bills at plus 800. The Broncos finally getting a little more respect. I feel like they've deserved a little more respect given how they've won their games this year. They just show a team that can pull off the win. They're plus 850. The Eagles at 11 to 1. Packers are at 12 to 1. They're looking good as well. They've had some ups and downs this season. Texans at 13 to 1. Patriots couldn't quite pull it off this weekend, but still, I think a team that shows some value at 13 to 1.
Ooh, you can get a nice little bang for your buck with the Patriots. I guess we'll keep an eye on that. All right, let's go ahead and talk about what you were saying a little bit earlier. Go ahead and pull this slide up for people right now. College football playoffs. Gonna be a big deal. Let's go ahead and talk about it. I'm sure a lot of action's about to start popping off for these matchups. What do we got right now on the board?
Yeah, it's been interesting to see people dive in. The first few years when we did not have online, you really saw a lot more early action. You had people come on in because, they might not be able to come back to Sportsbook until later the week after the game. But now with online, a lot of people waiting till right at the end, especially if we have the crowd of pari-mutuel wagers. They're all accustomed to waiting till the end to go to the window. But looking at this, the lines have been bouncing around. Oklahoma, Alabama, for instance, depending on when you've looked, one of the team has been the favorite. So it's just gone back and forth. Alabama right now, 1 point favorite in this matchup. Looking at Miami and Texas A&M, Texas A&M a 3.5 point favorite. They've been the favorite since we opened the line, as high as 4.5, but the main number it's been has been 3.5 and 4. Ole Miss is just growing in terms of favoritism. Not a shocker there. All the action we're seeing right now in that game is coming on Ole Miss. They're 18-point favorites. Oregon, a 21.5 point favorite. They opened at 21, went to 21.5 pretty quick, and it's been sitting steady. I don't really expect to see that go anywhere off that number. I think it is fairly good. The action you're seeing is coming primarily on Oregon, but I think it's enough points that people will start to dabble a little bit on James Madison.
Me and the boys are going to talk about this tomorrow. I'm just curious from your perspective when it comes to there's still other bowl games going on, but it seems like only people care about the playoffs. How have you seen somewhat of a hesitation or a delay in getting those numbers up for the other games just because so many players choose to opt out? And is it hard to kind of set lines for those games?
It is, and it's kind of a balancing act. It's do you want to post this and then potentially have some dissatisfaction where half the team decides they're not going to play right at the last minute? But in the end, what happens is most of these games do get posted, and the limits might be lower than what you would be expected or lower than what you're accustomed to. As you get closer to the game, as confidence in who's going to play gets a little higher, those limits shall increase. But that said, it's definitely been different from when we first launched before the playoffs were the thing. And even my looking back as a kid, I felt like I remember about this time of year when the bowl started, I was all in every bowl. It didn't matter who it was. I
Oh
loved it.
yeah.
The teams were in it. And things have changed, but it's just the way of the world. I do love the playoffs. And I'm glad that we do still get some teams out there to participate. But it's something me and Justin Acree on Oakland Game Day talk about quite often this time of year. You really need to pay attention. It's always something important to look at. But this time of year, you know, go ahead and double check and be confident that you feel like what you're wagering on is what you expect, and then understand that you might be disappointed if somebody decides to opt out at the end. Last year, I know I'm trying to think of the player went out, started very well, played the first half of the game phenomenal, and I
Cam
believe it.
Ward.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then didn't play the second half. So I mean, that's just tough, but you can't blame him, and it just is what it is. So we just have to be aware of the situation we're in.
How soon before we get an over or under on this right here, the schedule
Yeah,
for
man, that's
next year?
tough. That is
Yeah.
tough. So, the typical timeline for that, at least from what we've seen historically, has been about July.
Okay.
Mid-July is when you usually start to see the totals for these college football the win total for the college football season upcoming year post. Now that said, every year I've also seen things get posted faster. Wagering menus have expanded. There are more options available. So I won't be shocked if, given how early the schedule is out, they might start to put stuff up. I know Baz on the show last week asked me, what do I think the line's going to post at? This isn't my prediction, but I'm just saying historically, what I've seen, it's anywhere from 4.5 to 6.5.
Yep.
Since we've been doing this, I've really never seen it go off that number unless it's an alternate line that's available. So I would expect it to be in there. Anytime you have a new coach, no matter how good the roster looks, everything, especially with this type of schedule in the conference we play in. it's not going to be surprising if it is 4.5. So I just hope we have a great season and everybody's cheering on and positive about it. So hopefully we have some fun.
Let's talk about those ponies. Racing season. Great weekend. Great weekend. This one. Is this we got another weekend coming up, or do we have to wait now for some? Explain that
No,
schedule.
so great point. So if you're not aware, we're running a split holiday meet this year, a split meet this year. We're gonna have the holiday season, we're gonna have the classic season, and the holiday season just kicked off this past weekend, December 12th. We ran Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday was phenomenal weather. I know you and the crew were out here. You
Yeah.
came and joined us Saturday. Sunday
Watch
got
the
a little
Hogs
chilly.
win. Watch the Hogs
Watch
beat
the Hogs
Texas
win.
Tech. This
Yes.
place was electric. It was awesome.
Actually, that video you guys posted was phenomenal. I got a little nervous, was Baz up in the chair there, but got the crowd riled up, had some fun, and the opening weekend was a great success. We had corned beef weekend, or corned beef day on Saturday. We had phenomenal racing, averaged over 10 runners on most of the cards before scratches, and then we had record handle for an opening weekend. So averaged over 7 million per card going across the weekend.
Dang.
We had everybody get home safe. We had some amazing payouts. So we keep talking about these parlays and hitting stuff. And last week, I can't remember if it was you or Justin or if it was Baz and Roger that asked me, from a bettor's perspective, what do I like more? What do I think I have a better chance at? And people are going to look at me kind of funny sometimes, but I find I can hit that bigger score in horse racing easier than I can in sports.
Okay.
I've hit more 100-to-1 bets in horse racing than I have in sports. And this weekend at Oaklawn, the late pick 5 averaged close to $30,000 payout for 50-cent wagers. Now, it's not easy to hit, it's difficult, but the payouts are just phenomenal, and it speaks to the competitiveness of the racing product, the effort that the racing team back in the racing office does. So really something great. The track crew did a phenomenal job. The track looked great all weekend. And then even going in today, we had that very cold weather. We were able to get out and train in the afternoon. So it's really been a great success. I hope it continues. I expect it to continue. We're going to go through January 4th. That will conclude the holiday meet. We'll take a 3-week break. We'll come back January 30th. That's going to be the classic meet. We'll run all the way until Kentucky Derby May 2nd.
Zach, I appreciate you real quick. If people want to take in on the action, now we got to tell them about 2 apps that they need to download.
Yeah, absolutely. So for sports wagering, Oaklawn Sports, it is available in the Apple Store, Google Play Store. Desktop users go to oaklawnsports.com. New users up to $1,000 in bonus bets. Very easy, no promo code needed. Sign up, make your first deposit. You are active in that offer. Runs for 10 days. All the details in the app. And then Oaklawn Anywhere, that's for pari-mutuel wagering. That's wagering on the ponies. And, Oaklawn obviously is the focus of the app, but we have wagering from all across the world. You have Australia, Japan, Hong Kong. There's Greyhound racing still in there, even though that's somewhat subsided in the US, it's still worldwide. So there's a lot of options there. They just increased their sign-up bonus to $200. So, I mean, another thing that is phenomenal there, new users can join in, and once you make some wagering thresholds, you're going to get that bonus. All the details, oaklawnanywhere.com. That is also in the Apple App Store.
Zach, I appreciate you, man. About to say we got a little basketball. We got a basketball game tomorrow.
I believe we'll play
wait.
Queens. Yeah,
Okay.
so that'll probably be an early morning post or mid-morning post. And then this weekend we have Houston, number 8 Houston. So that's going to be a big matchup after taking down Texas Tech. Yeah, really, really excited to see how that goes. See if TV can have another big game and the Razorbacks can let us all cheer them on to victory.
Zach, we got to put it on the books, man. We got to go to a Razorback basketball game this year.
I'm down. Let's find it. Put it on the books.
All right, I like it. Zach, I appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
Absolutely. Have a great night.
All right, that's Zach Gillum, Oaklawn Sports. Once again, my guy. We're about to wrap this thing up. And don't forget, Monday Night Football underway here in about 15 minutes. Aaron Rodgers out there, Tua Tagovailoa, going to be playing as well. Appreciate you, as always, watching 4th and 5. Means a lot. Oh, I had a comment I wanted to show. Oh, I may miss it. Let me see if I can get it before this runs out. Look at this. Johnny Vincent. I'm going to have to block you. Trying to have me go broke. Thank y'all for watching 4th and 5.